And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the semi-finals of ESL Open Cup Europe number 215. We have arrived, and there are 4 players left. There are 4 players remaining in the tournament. And who will advance on to the grand finals? Will it be our Terran player in the top left-hand corner of side Delta, the blue Terran from the land of France, representing Team Liquid? It is Clem. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the German Zerg player, the red Zerg representing Shopify Rebellion. It is Lambo. We have his contender. We have his challenger. And can Lambo take it to the best Terran in all of Europe? We're here to find out. And if you are in the chat, predictions are open. You can place your bets on who you believe will take this series. Will it be Lambo? Will it be Clem? Up to you to decide. Good luck, Papi. Good luck. Predictions open. There we go. So you can indulge in those predictions and get your gamba going. Meanwhile, across the map, Clem opening up with an aggressive opener. It is going to be a... something quite aggressive. It's going to be a 2-Rax Reaper. 2-Rax Reaper here from Clem. Of course, it's going to be massing Reaper. Should only be making 3. There's going to be a triple Reaper opener to get across the map, to get some aggression and to apply some pressure to contain the Zerg player to 2 bases. That's the goal here, to contain to 2 bases. Maybe we can get a drone. Maybe we can get a queen. But ideally, we just delay the third for as long as possible while we transition behind this into our natural, into our third base, into a solid economy. Lambo, meanwhile, going for a hatch gas pool. Standard opener from our Zerg player. Is going to be a standard opener from him, which is surprising. We've been seeing a lot of 15-15s in recent times from players like Dark, players like Raynor. Even Cyril whipping it out from time to time. But Lambo, he does commit to his hatch gas pool. CC's on the way. It's only going to be 2 Raxes. Only 2 Rax Reaper. We saw Bjorn commit to 3 Rax Reaper earlier today. But it's not going to be the case here for Clem. As Reaper's going to be dancing with these Lings. It looks like, oh, good control out of Lambo. Does pull back with 1. Does preserve them for a little bit longer there. As he does keep them alive. The drone! Drone gets stuck. The drone does go down. Big pick off there by Clem. He does contain Lambert to 2 bases. He's confirming the lack of third. Does split up his Reapers and did kill a drone. So far, good start for Clem. Behind this, we're expanding towards our natural, working towards our factory. And there it is. 3rd CC before Starport. Going for a very economic, very greedy follow-up here by Clem. And the longer this goes on, the better it is. For as long as Lambo is stuck on 2 bases, Clem is going to get further ahead. Now, once we break out, basically we're waiting for Link Speed. Once Link Speed kicks in, Lambo can break free from his contain. He can expand. There have been some Zerg players that double expand from this point to catch up. But now though, the Reaper is going ham. They do get quite a lot of damage done on those queens. Drone is on the way. We're expanding towards that triangular 3rd base. Reapers are coming in, but they are not here in time. The 3rd is thrown down. And the 3rd is spotted by Clem. Well, he wants the queens. He wants them. With Link Speed finishing up, we have to respect it. Ooh, as Lambo, he does go in for the dive. Goes for the surround. And he will collapse on these Reapers. At least he should. Lambo is going for it. And he will get 1. 1 Reaper barely goes down. The other 2 try to escape. They do not. Oh, the whole position. That was very clean micro out of Lambo. Does wall off. Does stop those Reapers from getting into that small choke point into that pathway. And Lambo will shut this down. Hellions have arrived. Clem trying to punish these Lings off of creep. Who will roast up a lot of them. And Lambo, he's rushing into a very fast Spire. 2 base Muta. 2 base Muta out of Lambo. This is wild, by the way. I have not seen this as a response to 2 Rax Reaper. I'll be honest. I've not seen this scenario before, so I am curious because Clem is getting into bio play. Stim is done. Marines are coming out. Medevac drop is on the way as this is a 3cc 2-1-1. And I'm not convinced by Mutas in this position. I feel like 3cc 2-1-1 is still ideal. We have a lot of Marines to work with, and we will continue to produce more Marines. We're going for drop play. We'll see. We'll see if Lambo can make some magic happen as he's banking up resources. Rushing into those 4 gases. Getting his 3rd base. Still on a low drone count because of those mutas. And these mutas, they need to get damage done. If they don't, then it's going to be a Clem just snowballing out of control. Do you pick up a Hellion? Hellion goes down. Ooh, that's a brutal supply block. 8 Overlords on the way there. That's a lot of Overlords. As that is going to eat into the muta count of Lambo. 3 mutas on the way here. Ay. We saw Lambo get supply block against Spirits, and we see something similar here against Clem. So the mutas have been delayed. Mutas are delayed. Clem double dropping into the main. Lings will force them back. Ideally, the mutas, they want to shut down these medevacs. We'll see if they can. As Marines are being dropped, Clem, he sees all these exposed queens. He wants them. He wants the queens. He gets 1. And here come the mutas to shut down the medevacs, to shut down the drops. Big catch. 1 medevac goes down. And we should get the 2nd. Really risky move here out of Lambo, but he shuts down both drops, and now we have map control. We're moving out. We are pushing. No 3rd base here. The linear 3rd location. It's at the triangular 3rd. Tanks are being set up. Mutas, they head for the mineral line, for the gases. Oh, big mine shot. Will connect. Marines are coming in for a surround. Oof. Yeah, we do collapse on these mutas. The Lings, though, they come in to support. They shut down the Marines. And Lambo, does he have enough to break through? It looks like he does. He cleans up the Marines. He's going for the 3rd base. Medevac goes down, the tank alongside it. And can we break into the natural? The reactor goes down, and Lambo, he's flooding in. He's flooding on forward. Takes down the tank. Wreaks havoc here. Lings in the natural. Lings in the 3rd. And Muse in between the bases. Lambo, has he done it? He's so close to breaking Clem. Focuses down one of those Widow Mines. Oh, he's barely taking down those Marines. These are rough trades for Lambo. Bleeding out so many mutas, but he kills 15 SCVs. And it looks like he barely has enough. It's so close. Clem fighting back with everything he has. It's 6 Marines. It's 6 Marines and we barely hold. Lambo, he has to pull back, but he's done so much. He's done so much already. But he's all in. That's the thing. He hasn't been droning. He is very all in here. There's no turning back. That was meant to kill. That was meant to kill Clem, and Clem barely survived. And now Lambo is falling further and further behind. He was so close. He was so insanely close here to breaking Clem. Again, the juggling. The SCV pool as well. He barely held on with 6 Marines. 6 Marines was all he had, and he holds. And now this is slipping away from Lambo. It's barely slipping away. Widow Mine's trying to be baited out. We try to get us around here. We're trying to force some friendly fire. The mine shot. Oh, is brutal. No friendly fire. GG gets called, and Clem will take game number 1. GG. Lambo with a very interesting reaction, by the way. I have not seen that before. Lambo clearly, hold on, as I fix that up. Lambo clearly has been cooking. He's been cooking, Bobby. I have not seen, as a reaction to a 2x Reaper into a 3cc, 2-on-1, a 2-base Spire all-in. A 2-base Spire all-in. That's why he made 8 Overlords, clearly. That's why he made 8 Overlords, because Lambo was going for an all-in. He was going for that all-in. He doubled down, and Lambo was barely not able to break Clem. That was so close. That was on a knife's edge. Clem, he holds, and he wins the game. He survives. He does take game number 1. And we'll see what Lambo has in store for us in game number 2. I'm ready. I'm excited. I am excited here. As game 2 is going to be on Alcyone. Here we go. A much larger map in the map pool. Much larger map here. Does typically lead into longer games, but that isn't always the case here between these two players. And here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Alcyone. We have our French Terran player, the blue Terran representing Team Liquid, leading the series 1-0. It is Clem. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Red Zerg. The Red Zerg player from the land of Germany, down to the series, but not out. Not yet. It is Lambo. Here we go. Again, Lambo trying to pull off a 2-base all-in with Ling Muta, of all things. Very creative, very interesting. And to be fair, let's be real here. Any lesser player, give us Spirit, give us Hero Marine, give us Big Gabe, any other European Terran, and they would have fallen then and there. Clem, he's built a little bit different. Again, he is made of stronger stuff, and he barely survived it. And with that, he took the game. I hope Lambo's okay. I hope Lambo is able to shake it off and able to reset a little bit. I know that Lambo can sometimes be an emotional player, but I don't know. I feel like despite the loss there, I mean, the taste of victory, right? The taste of killing Clem, it was there. It was there, Papi. Almost. Hopefully it inspires Lambo, and hopefully Lambo, he comes in game number 2 even stronger than before. I want to believe. I want to believe that Lambo is going to come in swinging. Behind this is going to be a Rax Expand, a much more standard opener from Clem. Not going for a 2 Rax Reaper this time, just Rax Expand into our factory. Meanwhile, Lambo going for, ooh, okay. Going for a hatch gas pool, interesting, but going for a very fast third hatchery, by the way. Insanely fast third as the SCV Scout comes in. Reaper just now moving out across the map, but the hatchery, it's well underway. I was curious. Okay, I was trying to piece this together. We delayed a queen. So the reason why this hatchery is so early, we did delay our second queen. We only have 1 queen here at the natural. We have also delayed droning. We have not droned up to 21. We droned up to 20. So very interesting build here from Lambo. Basically, he cuts workers, he cuts queens for a very fast third. And kind of get away with it. As the queen does pop out of the natural, but on the main. The Reaper is going to have control of the main base for a little bit longer. We pick off a Ling. And the Reaper will back off. The queen has arrived and Lambo holds. Not too bad. A part of me feels like this was meant to counter a 2-Rax Reaper just to actually establish this base without being slowed down. Lambo, his droning is a little bit behind what it otherwise typically would be, but we're getting back up there. So yeah, just a really interesting build order out of Lambo. Really interesting opener. With this, he's going to be forcing that Reaper back. Does have a third queen. The 4th queen is going to be delayed as well, is what I will say. Quite delayed, actually, because we're droning up to catch up. Reaper gets in. Again, a bit of an unorthodox opener from Lambo means that his defense here is also a little bit shaky. Just a little bit. Hellions, they dive in. They threaten the 3rd. And we do bypass the queens. Again, the queen count is low. We don't go in. We don't commit. Clem will retreat. Behind this, we're getting into a 1-1-1. Very aggressive build here by Clem. I should put emphasis on this. The 3rd CC is delayed. It's now on the way, but the 3rd CC is delayed in favor of a faster starport, in favor of faster Liberator production. So Clem, he wants to be aggressive. He's up to 6 Hellions, 2 more on the way to reinforce. He has that Liberator as well. Takes down a tumor. Third CC is revealed here to Lambo at that wall. And Liberator does siege in the natural. Delaying some mining time. Good positioning here out of Clem as he does get into the main base. He bypasses the queens and drones are getting roasted. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, 5 workers go down. Really good positioning behind the mineral line. Sports are on the way to save whatever we can. And the Liberator is still going ham at the natural. So much lost mining time. Lambo will eventually shut this down. Will clean this up, but not before losing 6 drones. And the Liberator still lives. Oh my god. Getting a shot off on the Queen. And escaping. So good damage there by Clem. Behind this, getting his third base up and running, getting into the rest of his production. We do have a bit of a 3-1-1 setup, soon to be a 5-rack setup on 3 bases. Pretty standard. Getting into his bio play, getting into eventually medevacs and drop play. Medevacs are in production. Behind this, Lambo trying to re-establish himself. Redroning, taking a 4th. Ooh, is supply blocked? 4 overlords on the way. Throughout this night of StarCraft, we've been seeing this a lot from Lambo. Supply blocks have been brutal. 5 overlords in production. Ay, ay, ay. As they are finishing up. Lambo getting into his lair. Interesting, so he's going for a greedy follow-up, going for a double Evo chamber into a lair. What this means is that Lambo has no Baneling Nest. He has no Baneling Nest, he has no Banelings to defend. If Clem was aggressive early on with something like a Hellbat push, then Lambo would have a hard time defending. So delayed Banelings and delayed Baneling speed in favor of faster 1-1 upgrades from Lambo. Lings, they try to counterattack. We are in position with the Lib. Marines are coming in. They want the Queens. They will not get them. Good defense by Lambo. Good defense overall. But Clem, he's still being active with these Marines. Still looking for Overlord kills. Lambo now getting into his Baneling Nest. Again, Lambo should be okay. Like, he didn't need fast Banelings anyway. So we'll eventually get there. This Clem is still being active with his drops. Going to be reinforcing here with Widow Mines as well. And remember, to defend, we're going to have slow Banelings for Lambo. As the reinforcements have arrived, Clem applying that pressure and really just hammering it down. He wants those Queens. Lings are getting caught out. We dive on top of the Queens. We're going to get 1. We're going to get 2. We're going to get 3 Queens. Big pickoffs. 3. Soon to be almost 4 Queens. Oh, as Clem, he commits hard. I'm not so convinced by this as Clem. He's going to be able to take the fight. He cleans up almost every single Ling. Very efficient trade there by Clem. Getting 113 Lings for 19 Marines. Oh my god. The trades. Again, without Banelings, you can see how brutal these trades are. The efficiency is insane here. As we drop towards the 4th base, we focus on some of those drones. Looks like 1 medevac will be targeted. But here come the reinforcements, pulling Lambo apart. Show us the mines! A little bit lackluster. Not the best mine shots. Lambo is trying to hold on. Banelings are on the way. Baneling speed is still not done. Mine shot's going to be going off. We do get some decent surrounds. The friendly fire is not available, but also not the best mine shots either. Lambo does defend. The drop play continues. So far, Lambo keeping up good target firing on the medevacs. Very nicely done. Lambo, he's holding. He's trying to at least. He's trying to hold on, but the problem is that behind this, Clem, he's on 3 bases, soon to be 4 bases. He has an economic lead. The Terran player is ahead in the economy. Does get away with those medevacs. Like, Lambo, he's surviving, yes, but he's not living. Again, Clem, he's got an even SCV count plus mules, plus a 4th CC on the way. And Lambo, he's stuck producing Ling Bane. Good target firing on those Banelings. Reinforcements have arrived. And you can see that over time, Clem, his macro is surpassing that of Lambo. Over time, Clem, he's just getting further and further ahead in supply. Lambo, he's supply blocked. Now is not the time. Overlords have been shut down. They have been sniped. Lambo trying to get ready for a Ling Bane counterattack, but he will lose a fourth hatchery. A fifth hatchery even. Fifth will fall. Lings are coming in. Mine shots are baited out by going for the mineral line. Lambo, he's getting some damage done. He gets 3 SCVs. Only 3 though. There are plenty of reinforcements back at home. Clem, good target firing. He can take the trade. GG gets caught. Lambo, he runs out of steam. He's down 40 supply. And Clem will take the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. A very solid game there out of Clem. Again, just keeping that pressure up. I loved his reaction as well. After he realized the opener, after he saw how early the hatchery was, winding it all the way back to the start of the game. To the start of the game. Winding it back to the start of the game. Clem, he noticed the earlier hatchery. He noticed the lack of queens. And that's why Clem decided to go for the dive. That's why Clem went for the dive with his Hellions. That's why he went for the faster starport into Liberator. He was abusing the lack of queens and abusing the opener of Lambo. And that's why Lambo was struggling there at the start of the game to deal with the harassment, to deal with the aggression. Because, I mean, again, because of the more wonkier start to the game from our Zerg player. From there, it led into the eventual drop play, the bio-harass. And it's one of those things where Lambo, he was like barely defending, but over time, he was bleeding out drones. He was trading very inefficiently with the Lings. Very inefficiently with the Lings. Baneling's speed never really came into play just because of how late it was. And Clem was just out trading. He was just out trading Lambo over and over again. And that's why the disparity in supply was getting larger and larger. That's why the gap was getting out of control there. And Clem, you know, snowballed out of control into a win. Really impressive game there from Clem. Very impressive game. Really scary game there from our French Zerg player. Of course, Lambo, he did fight back in game 1, and there's a world out there. There's a world where maybe Lambo wins game 1. I'll be honest, maybe he takes it. But it's not this world, and Clem, he barely survived it. Had a much stronger showing in game number 2, and with that, GG, well played. Clem does advance on to the grand finals, where he has an opponent ready and waiting. Up next, Clem versus Raynor. Lower semifinals has concluded. Raynor takes down Gung Fu Banda 2-0. And we have Clem versus Raynor in the grand finals.